play, and this is a competitive castle building game where players are each trying to become the most renowned castle builder by building the most valuable rooms. Players are collectively building the same castles at the same time, and there's going to be 12 different rooms within a castle, and each player is going to be starting the game with 12 cards, with each card being associated with the number that matches the room in that castle. And this game has a really interesting mechanism where each player is going to be choosing a card at the start of each round and then simultaneously revealing it, and then the highest value of that card is going to get put out on the castle, and then the next card played needs to be higher than that value, and then each card after that needs to be higher than the card played before it. And the reason that this is an interesting mechanism is because it inherently makes those higher valued cards easier to play, which makes them more valuable. But there's also a problem here because you can only ever play one card a single time throughout the entire game. So if you've already played all your high value cards, you're going to have less options in the following round. But you do have a way around that because you're actually playing all the castle cards face down, so no other player actually knows the value of the card that you played. So you could try to be sneaky and put a lower valued card in a high valued space, and hopefully no other player challenges you on that. And you do want to put out as many cards as possible because each card that you put out, you get to put one of your worker meeples on it, and at the end of the round, each of your meeples is going to be worth 1 point. But after your turn, another player can challenge you, and you're going to have to reveal that card, and if it doesn't match the value of the space that you put it on, then you are going to be removing your meeple, and the opponent player is going to get to put their meeple there instead. But if you played honestly and your card does match the board, then you get to put 2 meeples out on that card, giving you an extra point, and you also get to discard one of the cards in your hand to the player that challenged you. That's a really nice way to get rid of your lowered value cards, and it also triggers the end of the game sooner because this game's going to end as soon as one player completely runs out of their cards. And if you're getting rid of your cards while simultaneously gaining more points, it's going to put you in a better position to win the game. A round ends once no more cards can be played on that round or when all players pass. And then the next rounds are going to continue in the exact same way, where each player is going to choose a card and simultaneously reveal it, and then putting the highest value card as the starting card out on the castle board. Once the end of the game is triggered, the player with the most victory points wins the game. I think this game has some really smart design decisions that allow the players to play as risky as they want, but then kind of puts them in a corner because you're trying to get rid of all your cards, but then those lower value cards are much more difficult to get rid of. This game's definitely going to push its players to make some tough and risky decisions at one point or another, and I think that's a really impressive feat considering how simple the rule set is, and to me that shows some elegance in the design. But if you do want to add a little bit more complexity, or if you just want a little bit of variation from game to game, the game does offer a ton of different expansion modules that you can mix and match into your game however you like, and this is going to allow players to have a lot of flexibility with the way that they play this game. Definitely looks like a solid little filler game, and if this one looks interesting to you, I have links in the description below.